Hello, Mishpacha, it's Courtney, America's Jewish mother. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here on Tag Tuesday with the tag. And if it doesn't get too long, I'm going to try to combine two tags into this video, so we'll see. But first I'm going to do the 20 Bookish Questions tag, which I was tagged in quite a while ago by Steve Donahue, so thank you, Steve, for tagging me. And this was originally created by Book Time with Elvis. I will link both of their channels down below. So let's go. Number 1, how many books is too many books in a book series? 7. If God can create the world in 7 days, you can wrap up your story in 7 days. But question 2, how do you feel about cliffhangers? If it's between chapters, fine. If you end your book on a cliffhanger, I will literally not read the next book in the series on purpose, just out of spite, because I will be that mad about it. Question 3, hardback or paperback? So hardbacks are often more nicely bound and they hold it better over time, but paperbacks are easier to hold and you can fit more of them on a bookshelf, so both. Question 4, favorite book. So for the past few years, and I've said this in several tag videos before, my favorite book has been Angels in America, which is a 2-part epic play by Tony Kushner. It's about the AIDS crisis during the Reagan era. It features Jews, Mormons, a drag queen, literal angels, a dying Roy Cohn, and the ghost of Ethel Rosenberg who haunts him. It is everything. You should go read it right now. Number 5, least favorite book. Okay, do people have a least favorite book? Because I am a highly judgmental person, but even I do not have a least favorite book out of the books that I've rated 1 star. So none? Number 6, love triangles, yes or no? So it kind of depends on the context, but I'm gonna say generally speaking, no. Question 7, the most recent book you just couldn't finish. So for me, this was Farewell Damascus by Ghada Al-Saman. I think I tried to read this book back in, I'm thinking maybe April, but the writing was just utterly abysmal, and so I had to DNF it at the halfway point. I appreciated what she was trying to do, but it was just a case of all telling, no showing, didn't know how to create emotional connections to the characters, and the plotting was all over the place, and yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. Number 8, a book you are currently reading. I'm currently reading The Roundhouse by Louise Erdrich, which I really like so far. Number 9, last book you recommended to someone. So I don't know about books that I've recommended to people on BookTube recently, but in real life, I probably most recently recommended Olga Tokarczuk's Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead to my friend Taylor, who's my friend from graduate school. Number 10, oldest book you've read by publication date, probably Pirkei Avot, Chapters or Ethics of the Fathers, which is a Jewish religious text that dates back to the 3rd century of the Common Era, and the writings contained within it were dated to sometime between 200 before the Common Era and 200 of the Common Era. Newest book you've read by publication date, so probably either Richard Wright's The Man Who Lived Underground or Cynthia Ozick's Antiquities, both of which were published in April of this year. Number 12, favorite author. So I'm going to say Cynthia Ozick, Toni Morrison, and James Baldwin. Number 13, buying books or borrowing books. Borrowing, especially if I'm not sure that I'm going to like it, or it's for a book club, or for the BookTube prize, or something like that, because I just hate putting the financial investment in getting a book and not liking it on top of already putting the time investment in it. It just makes me mad. Number 14, a book you dislike that everyone else seems to love. Real Life by Brandon Taylor. Number 15, bookmarks or dog ears. Bookmarks, dog earring is for heathens. Number 16, a book you can always reread. Any Jewish religious text, because for me there's always going to be something new to be gleaned. I would probably also say Angels in America just because I like it. Number 17, can you read while hearing music? If it's at a coffee shop or something like that, yes, but I don't generally speaking play music while I am trying to read because it distracts me at my home. Number 18, one point of view or multiple points of view. So I prefer one, but if there are more than one, no more than 3. Okay, I cannot connect with more than 3 characters over the course of a standard, like, say, 300-ish page novel. So 1 preferably, but definitely no more than 3, or I'm going to think that's too many. Number 19, do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? So I almost always read books over multiple days. I never binge watch TV shows, and I don't binge read books. And number 20, who do you tag? I tag you if you're watching this and you would like to do this tag. Okay, so that didn't take too long. So now we're going to move on to my other tag that I wanted to include, which is also a sort of rapid fire style tag. That is the in or out book tag, and I was tagging this by Melissa at Fully Booked. This tag was originally created by Rick McDonnell, and I will link both of their channels down below. So I have, rather than just saying in or out, because that's a little too binary for me, I have placed all of my responses on a scale from not applicable to out to meh to in. So here we go. Number 1, reading the last page first. Out. I enjoy being surprised. Number 2, enemies to lovers. Out. If I don't like somebody, they're gonna have to work really hard for me to overcome my dislike of them in real life, so I just don't really see it happening in my fiction reading. Number 3, dream sequences. So I'm gonna say in, but they are rarely done well. One exception is, in fact, Angels in America, which has several fabulous dream sequences. Number 4, love triangles. I'm gonna say in, but generally these are often done badly, and in fact I think I just actually literally contradicted my answer in the first tag, so whatever, I'm of two minds, clearly. Number 5, cracked spines. Out. I will work so hard not to crack the spine of a book if I can help it. I like all of my books to look like they are in pristine condition because I am a control freak, so yeah. Number 6, back to my small town. Okay, out. This is a trope for cheesy Hallmark movies where the independent but aloof, high-powered lady attorney who lives in New York City only has to come back to her small town and meet a lumberjack slash baker to learn that all along what she really needed in her life was to stand in the kitchen, baking Christmas cookies while she was swaddling a baby. So yeah, no, definitely out. Number 7, monsters are regular people. I'm gonna say out. If this was reversed to regular people are monsters, then I would be on board with it. Number 8, no paragraph breaks. Okay, out. I often have to read student papers with few to no paragraph breaks, and let me tell you, the struggle is real. And we're only talking like, you know, maybe a 5-page paper, so I sure don't want to see that in a whole book. Ugh. Number 9, multi-generational sagas. Meh. I don't really have strong feelings about this one way or the other. I don't necessarily actively seek out multi-generational sagas, but I don't mind them, so meh. I know, Brian, I owe you a quarter now. Number 10, rereading. Definitely in. I love rereading favorites. Number 11, artificial intelligence. Not applicable. I'm not really a science fiction fantasy reader, so I don't really have any strong opinions about this or context for it. Number 12, drop cap. So I love these, even though I didn't actually know what they were until I watched Melissa's video because she explained what they are, but they're the big letter that starts off, you know, at the beginning of a chapter or the beginning of the book or something like that. I love those. They're great. Number 13, happy endings. Kind of depends on the genre of the book, but generally speaking, I'm going to say out. Give me a depressing and or tragic literary fiction ending any day. Number 14, plot points that only converge at the end. I'm going to say in, but if you start off the book with, say, 3 or more disparate points of view, like, don't you just assume that they're going to converge by the end? I mean, I do, so it's not really a surprise. I'm still going to say in, though. Number 15, detailed magic systems, not applicable to my reading. Number 16, classic fantasy races, again, not applicable to my reading. Number 17, unreliable narrators. In. I love an unreliable narrator, especially when I don't know that the narrator is unreliable, and it's only slowly revealed over the course of the book. God, I love that, because again, I love surprises. Number 18, evil protagonist. So this kind of goes along with unreliable narrators, so I'm going to say in, but I feel like there has to be at least like one redeemable character in the narrative for me to like and root for. Otherwise, I'm not going to get on with the book as a whole. Number 19, The Chosen One, out. I saw a Facebook meme about this not that long ago that said something like, why is the chosen one always a teenage boy instead of a middle-aged woman who has her shit together? And I could not agree more. Number 20, When the Protagonist Dies. So I see this happen quite often in literary fiction. So I'm used to it, and I don't really have strong feelings about it one way or the other, so meh. Number 21, Really Long Chapters, out. I prefer short chapters to medium length chapters so that I can get some traction in the book and feel like I'm gaining momentum as I'm reading. Number 22, French Flaps, meh. I don't really feel strongly for or against these. Number 23, Deckled Edges, out. I really dislike the messy look of deckled edges, even though I know some people really like them. Number 24, Signed Copies by the Author, in. Who wouldn't want a signed copy? Number 25, Dog Earring Pages, out. Again, dog earring is for heathens. And number 26, Chapter Titles instead of numbers, in. I like chapter titles, especially if they are creative, so definitely in. Okay, so I tagged to do this because this is still a relatively new tag. Doris at Aldi Books, Scott and Nell at Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, Beth Ann Bruning Sokolar, Kevi at Say Kevi, Berna at Berna's Bookish Adventures, and Kazan at Always Doing. So if any of y'all want to do this tag, you are tagged. And also if you're just watching this and you want to do the tag, please feel free to consider yourself tagged anyway. So thank you for watching this. I would love to hear any thoughts that you have about these answers down in the comments below. I hope everyone is staying healthy and well. I hope you're doing good reading whatever you're reading. And until next time, would it kill you to call you mother?